The mind's hidden strata conceal a capacity long obscured by the rigid forms of material science, a power not harnessed by instruments nor confined by the codes of biochemistry. Within the individual lies a silent physician whose existence resists the structure of conventional logic, yet whose influence asserts itself in the most concrete and measurable of ways. Healing that arises without the mediation of chemical agents has appeared, to many, as an affront to reason, a challenge that unsettles the intellectual foundation upon which modern medicine has built its authority. And yet, from the ancient world to the sterile chambers of clinical trials, there persists an undeniable truth. Bodies have mended, symptoms have lessened, lives have changed, not from the compound, but from the belief. This phenomenon defies reduction. It does not submit to the narrow bounds of observable inputs and outputs as defined by the scientific method. The mere expectation of relief, when properly situated with the ritual of trust and authority, appears to awaken processes once thought dormant without pharmacological stimulation. Pain diminishes, the mood lifts, terrors calm, and the immune system stirs, all under the silent pressure of a thought clothed in belief, the gesture of a physician, the intonation of a reassuring voice, the sight of a white coat, and the rhythm of familiar protocols all combine to forge a moment in which the body interprets care not merely as sentimental, but as signal. What is seen as neutral in clinical settings, the arrangement of space, the tone of speech, the ceremonial donning of professional attire, emerges, upon closer inspection, as the vital architecture within which the therapeutic act unfolds. There is no neutrality in the presence of authority when the body is vulnerable. Every movement, every word, every glance functions as a key unlocking internal mechanisms of self regulation and repair. This is not superstition adorned in modern garb. It is a symbolic language understood by the organism in ways that science has only begun to trace. When belief acts upon physiology, it does so not haphazardly, but through pathways mapped in ancient codes of meaning and deeply rooted expectations. The brain, in interpreting symbols, does not wait for external verification. It anticipates, constructs, and imposes coherence, guiding the body to respond in kind. The distinction between mind and matter grows thin in the presence of such phenomena. Neurotransmitters flow, inflammation recedes, and neural circuits shift, all before any pill has been ingested, all in response to an idea wrapped in care. The scandal of placebo, as some have called it, arises not from fraudulence, but from the discomfort of encountering a healing force that escapes the material leash. It exposes a flaw not in the patient, but in the prevailing doctrines of knowledge. For where science demands a molecule, placebo offers a gesture. Where pharmacology insists on substance, placebo reveals form. And where reason cries for proof, the body answers with transformation. The internal physician operates not from dogma, but from pattern, a pattern shaped by culture, experience, and trust. In this silent dialogue between body and expectation, truth is not suspended but redefined. What heals may not always be what is administered, but rather what is believed to be administered. The illusion becomes instrument, and the symbol, once dismissed, becomes causative. To understand the placebo is not to dismiss medicine, but to broaden its terrain. It is to recognize that healing does not lie solely in the properties of substances, but also in the invisible architecture built by words, gestures, and the force of human presence. By acknowledging the full complexity of the clinical encounter, one begins to grasp that the act of healing cannot be confined to the material, for the deepest forces at work are not seen, they are interpreted, experienced, and believed. What has long been relegated to the margins of scientific discourse as mere deception